Okay. Right. Morning to you.
Good morning, Doctor.
Hear me? Right. Uh, right. Right. Can you see this? Can you see the
Yes,
exercise?
yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yes, Doctor.
Right. Now, these are few items on speech acts. I mean, the type of speech acts. Well, before we start, let me just ask you about the definition of a speech act. I mean, what is meant by a speech act? What are speech acts? Farah, if you like. Farah Imran.
كان يا دكتور
Yeah, okay. Who's that?
عيسى دكتور.
Isa. Yes, okay, Isa.
Action performed view utterance that may express apology or promise or request, etc.
Okay, so they are actions, speech acts are actions performed via through utterance or utterances. What is the purpose of such speech acts? Because they express various aspects of life. So they may express apology, promise, intention, sorrow, feelings, attitudes, etc. So they are actions done or performed via language. So whenever we speak, well, I mean, why do we speak? Nobody can, by the way, we keep talking most of the time as we go to the university, as we eat, as we sleep. Sometimes we talk while sleeping. You know, sometimes uh, when we dream, we talk. Sometimes, yeah, we speak loud. So we are in a continuous or constant process of thinking and talking. So talking is used to express whatever we mean to fulfill, to promise, to express our feelings, to express the way we think, how we conceive the universe, our set of beliefs, our set of social norms. So speech actions or speech acts cover almost every aspect of human life. Now, this is all done through speech. I mean, can you imagine? Can you imagine being, speechless? How would a speechless person communicate?
Yes دكتور sorry
So,
كان عندي مشكلة بالمايك لهيك ما جاوبت. Can I add something?
yeah, sure, yeah. We're just having a discussion. I believe in interaction. I don't believe
Yes.
in rote. I don't believe in rote learning by heart without understanding. Education must be interactive. Yeah. So I need you. I need you to express your views. Yeah. Voice your opinion. Yeah. Okay, Farah.
It is also action that speaker helps to provoke in his or her audience,
Okay. Okay.
and
Right.
it might be requests or warning, promises, apologize,
Apologies. Yeah.
or yes,
Apologies. We have.
yes,
Yeah.
or
Apologies.
greeting.
Sorry. Regret. Etc.
Yes.
So they cover ideas, beliefs, emotions. Uh, they cover whatever decisions are made. So when a president, for example, says, "I declare war," for instance, "I declare war," or we sometimes to be more precise, using language properly. I mean the appropriate pronoun, deictic expression used by the president, the king, the prince is we. We declare war. For instance, I mean, this is a decision. It's a decision, yeah? We declare war. Uh, I mean, we have five types of speech acts. Now, the first is declaration, yeah? Or declarations, where a speaker causes a situation. So speech acts that change the world via the utterances, via the utterances. So when a priest says, "I now pronounce you husband and wife," by this the speaker caused a new situation where the social status of two persons has changed. The social status has changed. Uh, uh, Now, when a judge, for instance, pronounces a verdict and he says death sentence, for instance, in some courts, in some parts of the world, they pronounce death sentences. So saying death, for instance, means that would put an end to somebody's life. So we have declarations. Then the second type of speech acts is representatives. What does that mean?
Speaker
So we have
believes creation.
5 types of speech acts. First, declarations. Declarations, yeah? That's one. 2 is representatives. Can anybody explain this? Yeah, what does representatives? Or this type, what does it mean?
Can I, Doctor?
Yes, sure.
Representative state what speaker believe to be the case or not.
Or not. In other words, S believes X. Say Isa believes something. He believes something. Yeah. So when we say the earth is flat, is that right or wrong?
Right.
Is it flat or rounded?
The Earth is flat.
Some
Yeah, is
people
it flat or rounded?
some people believe that it's flat.
Yeah, okay.
Flat. Yes. No.
Okay, okay. It all depends on how the person conceives the universe. But in all cases, yeah, in all cases, we must have sound scientific and cultural background. I mean, to believe, in order to believe something, not believe in, believe something, we have to bring evidence. We have to be scientific. We need adequate, enough scientific evidence. That's why we do degrees. We go to school. We start searching. We have discussion. We have interaction. We hear different views. Then, of course, whenever somebody believes something, he has to bring evidence. How do we do that? We check reliable sources. We check reliable sources. You see what I mean? Reliable sources, books, journals, oral discussions with scholars. These are all these all support our argument or our belief. That's why, I mean, of course, sometimes we believe in something, and in 10 or 20 years' time, we might change our mind in light of new discoveries, new developments. Yeah. Okay. So representatives. Chomsky didn't write about peanuts. It was a warm, sunny day. Let's have. Can we have some more sentences? Examples of representatives.
Yes.
Yeah.
The exam was so hard.
The exam was so hard. The pragmatics exam was so hard. This is what you believe. Yeah. Yeah. Any more examples? Okay, how about this example? The world speaks 7,000 languages today. Is that right or wrong?
More
Maybe
than 7,000.
The world speaks 7,000 languages today. Yeah. How do we decide to believe or not to believe? Believe such statements. We need to check. We need to check reliable sources.
Yes,
Okay.
based on evidence.
Of course. I mean, why talk without evidence? I mean, if you want your work, your writing, your dialogue, your debate to have quality, then we have to adhere to the 4 maxims. This is why we are doing pragmatics. There should be 4 maxims. We should observe either in writing or in verbal communication. We should observe the 4 maxims: quantity, quality, manner, relevance. In research, we can't do. I mean, the thesis or the research paper will be rejected if one of these maxims is violated. So when we say the world speaks 7,000 languages today, this is the latest statistics released by prominent linguists. Okay, there is no difference between a dialect, a language, and a dialect. What do you think of this?
That's wrong.
There's no difference. I'm trying to
It's wrong, doctor.
ignite your imagination. Yeah. I'm trying to be provocative. Provoke you. There are no differences between languages and dialects. What do you think?
Doctor, it's wrong. There is
Who is that?
difference. Afnan.
Is that Afnan or
Yes,
or
doctor.
Afnan?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There is difference between language and dialect.
What is the difference?
Language is written and spoken, while dialect is just spoken.
Uh, 3,000 years ago, all languages were only spoken. Before the invention of writing, all languages were spoken. There was no writing. Some languages did not have a writing system until the year 1972, I think, or 75. There are so many languages that have no writing system today, even today. Now, can anybody explain the difference between a language and a dialect? Yeah. Have you all done linguistics or sociolinguistics?
Yes, doctor.
You have, yes. So what is the difference? What's the difference between a language and a dialect? We are discussing just one type of speech acts. Can anybody explain
Doctor,
the difference?
Add more?
Difference between a dialect and a language? Have you ever thought about this?
Yes, doctor.
Yes.
I think language is more general to communication systems and politics, history, and culture, while dialect used for social connecting.
Social communication, you mean? Now, French, just to give you to cite an example. Just think about this. Now, French was a dialect of Latin. French was a dialect of Latin. Latin had 5 so-called dialects, varieties: French, Spanish, Italian, Portuguese, Romanian. These were dialects of Latin. They were dialects. Later on, they developed as fully fledged so-called languages. But that's not done on linguistic grounds. They say dialect is, or language is, language is a dialect with an AV. Language is a dialect with an AV. So sometimes what determines the status of a variety is not linguistics. You see what I mean? I'm just trying to trigger your thinking. Now, French was a dialect of Latin. Yeah. When it became a language, it developed from the dialect of Paris, Parisian. فهي لهجة من لهجة يعني. Even Latin was a dialect of Sanskrit. How about Arabic? Was it a dialect, or when did Arabic gain a standard status? Any idea? متى صار في عنا لغة عربية فصحى؟ And who made it so? Who decided to make it so?
It's divine.
It became
source
standard
from God.
after the revelation of the glorious Quran, because it was the language of it was the dialect, by the way. It was the dialect. It was a tribal dialect of Quraysh, yeah? Because the Prophet spoke that dialect, the Quran was revealed in that dialect and some others. They decided to make it standard. So there's actually the only difference is that when a dialect develops into a language by its speakers, it could be because of political, it could be on political grounds, it could be on religious grounds. Latin was the language of the church, for instance. That's done on religious grounds, and they used to teach Latin. I studied Latin, by the way, for 2 years. It was part and parcel of any syllabus, any curriculum. They used to introduce Latin because Latin and Greek sometimes. Latin, 51% of English words come from Greek and Latin. That's why English language major students or translation major students had to study Latin. So who determines to consider a form of language a language or a dialect is not linguists, by the way. Before the revelation of the Quran, the Arabs had so many dialects. Yeah, and they use the word language, by the way, not dialect. Dialect is a new term. It's a new term. It's because of translation. And if you read some books on Arabic or Arabic philology, they say لغة قريش, لغة Tamim. Yes, لغة لغة means lahja. Anyway, I mean, this is just to think about this type of speech acts, representative. So make sure that you have adequate evidence. Whenever you believe in something, make sure that you have evidence. Expressions or expressives. Expressives state what the speaker feels. They express psychological states. Yes, they could be states of statements of pleasure, pain, likes, dislikes, joy, sorrow, all these. So when somebody says, "I'm really sorry," what does that mean? What's the speaker trying to say or express? Sorrow, yes. Congratulations. Yeah. Then we have directives. Now, directives here, the speaker uses them to get someone to do something. There are two types of directives: direct and indirect. Sometimes we use commands, imperative form, but it's recommended in the English-speaking culture. It's recommended to use indirect directives because they sound polite. If you have if there is a formal situation. So when the situation is informal, that's different. So it all depends on how intimate the relationship is between the speaker and the listener. Right. Then we have commissives. So here the speaker intends to do something. He plans, he intends to do something. So the speakers use them to commit. That's where the commit themselves to some future action or intention. See what I mean? So I'm going to get it right next time. I'll fix my mobile next week. Intention. I plan to visit Rome next summer. I plan here does not need will, yes? Verbs like intend and plan express the future. Okay. Okay, let's have these sentences. Type, determine or identify the type of speech act. So we need to tell which of the 5 types of speech acts is used in each case. So I regret to inform you that your book is unsuitable for publication. What speech act is involved here? Again? Expressive. Very good. Yeah, that's very good. Who is that? Again? Afnan. Okay, good. Right. Okay, that the earth is a spit of dust is obvious.
Represent.
Representative. Very good. Yes. Natalie. Can we have number 3?
Can you give me a hand, please?
Yeah, can you give me a hand, please?
Directive. That's all.
Direct, Doctor.
Yeah, it is directive. Yeah, it is directive. Yeah, sure. It is. Yeah. Zip it off.
Direct.
Direct.
Directive. Direct directive. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
Zip it off. You know what that means?
يعني سكر لابسه وسكر
سكر.
شمس الستار.
Yeah. Okay. Right. So it's right. So instead of saying shut up. Yeah. I plan to fly tomorrow.
Commissive.
Commissive. Very good. Yeah. This is awfully nice of you. This is awfully nice of you.
Expressive.
Expressive. Right. Expressive. Awfully nice. You know what that means? Does it have a good connotation or a bad one? This is awfully nice of you.
awfully بتستخدم للنيجاتيف I think.
أيوة.
يعني إنه هو جميل بطريقة مزرية.
لا هو sometimes we use paradox. So here in native speakers in Britain and the States, they say, this is awfully nice of you. Awfully nice means extremely nice of you. So it has a positive connotation. It's awfully nice. It's extremely nice of you. Sometimes they say, he's good or he's bloody good. Now, bloody has a bad connotation, but when it's used with good, again, it means extremely good. It's awfully nice of you. He's bloody good. He's bloody good. Right. So that's expressive. She was scared to death.
Declaration.
Again.
Declaration.
Is it? She was scared to death.
Expressive.
Expressive, yeah. Yeah, she was scared to death.
It's feeling.
Expressive.
Yeah.
She was very afraid. Yeah, she was scared to death means she was very afraid. She was very afraid. Right, scared to death. I'll fix the car on Friday.
Permissive.
Commissive. Okay. I pronounce you divorced. I pronounce you divorced.
Directions. Declarations.
Declarations, yeah. Okay. It's a declaration, yeah. Okay. Don't be silly or don't be stupid.
Directive.
Directive. I'll let you know the results on Monday.
Commissive.
Commissive.
Commissive. Okay. The Earth is undergoing climatic change. The Earth is undergoing climatic change.
Declaration.
representative دكتور.
Representative, yeah. I'm terribly sorry to hear that.
Expressive.
Expressives.
Expressive, yeah. We award you the Doctor of Philosophy. We award you the Doctor of Philosophy.
Declaration.
Again,
Declaration.
declaration, yes. Yeah, declaration. They say we award or we confer, we decide, yeah, etc. So it's a declaration. Computer is a stupid genius. Computer is a stupid genius. Yeah. Is that right? Is that true or false?
It's what
No,
you
false.
believe. نسيت اسمها.
Paradox, you
Representative.
mean? It's representative. Yeah? Representative. It's true. Sometimes computer is a stupid genius. So you have a spelling check, for instance. You write a word which may exist. If it does exist in the dictionary, then he will pass it. I mean, the computer will pass it. Yeah, it will be passed. So, for instance, if you write the word ANGLES, what word is that? How do you say it? ANGLES.
Angel.
Angels.
That no, you mean angel. You mean to say angels or to write angels, but you write it this way. The computer will pass it because it's as I say, it doesn't deal with context.
Yeah.
Angels would be ANGELS. That's angels. If you mean to use angels and you are not sure about its spelling and you write angles, ANGLES, which means zawaya, the computer will pass it. Yeah, it will pass it. We have a spelling check only if the word doesn't exist. If it doesn't exist, then it helps. Otherwise, it makes a mess of the whole thing. Or sometimes you have to be consistent. So stick to one spelling system between British and American, either British or American. So if you have an American